My name is Rick Robinson. I've been a Granby, Massachusetts resident for more than 16 years, and I was not too happy when I opened my electric bill this past January. So my wife and I looked into the increase, and we found out not only did it go up 33%, but it's scheduled to go up again this year. So we started looking into ways to offset our electric bill. And we remember a young man coming by last summer talking about solar and how it doesn't cost us anything and get a fixed lower rate and all these things. But at the time we just felt it seemed too good to be true. So we did our own investigation, and here's what we found. We found the Green Communities Act of 2008. Then Governor Deval Patrick signed into law the Green Communities Act of 2008, which mandates power companies to reduce their use of fossil fuels in generating electricity by 25%, converting 15% of residents in Massachusetts to green energy, green technology. And it started with government buildings and public schools, low-income housing, and it went very well, and they figured out a system to make it smooth as far as that transition goes. Next came along Solarize Massachusetts. So now that they figured out the nuts and bolts of how to make solar work in Massachusetts, Solarize Massachusetts was they picked 4 communities: Scituate, Harvard, Winchester, and Hatfield. And it was geared towards home ownership or small business ownership. And we've heard about this. Everyone's heard that they were getting these big rebates and tax credits and so on to encourage them to purchase solar systems and add energy to the grid. And that went great. For $40,000 or $50,000, you could own your own solar system. But what about the rest of us? What about people that don't have $40,000, $50,000 to invest and hope for a return? Well, what happened is solar companies started coming out of the woodwork, offering solar systems at no cost. And what my wife and I did is we had every solar company come to our house that we could find, and we sat through all their presentations, and it sounded great. It is real. And the least expensive one that we came across at 11.5 cents per kilowatt hour, and that's collectively. That's transmission plus energy, 11.5 cents, which is half of what we're paying currently, more than half off at 24.1 cents. So that company was Vivint. I was so impressed that I became an energy consultant for Vivint. So how does it work? Well, I would come to your home, and we'd go over these steps. There's 7 in total. And it starts with the power purchase agreement. That's right here. When I come to your home, we would look over this document, and it outlines that Vivint designs and installs the system. They activate it for zero, no money. Vivint owns the system. They operate it, they maintain it, they monitor it, and they put additional insurance on your home. So that sounds great, but the best of all is the price of the energy is 11.5 cents per kilowatt hour. So when we go through this power purchase agreement, we have 4 other steps. We check to make sure your credit is at 680 or above. We fill out an interconnection form, which is this form here. Notifies the power company that you intend to use solar. We check out the ETF for an electronic funds transfer. It's $1, just to see that you have a bank account established, because we don't do anything paper, everything's electronic. And then finally, I would take a picture of your electric bill, first page, front and back, which all goes towards the design of your system. So before I leave, we're going to call and we're going to schedule a site survey where a team from Vivint comes and they check out your roof, they look at your rafters, look at your electrical panel and make sure that your home is suitable for solar. And then they take all that information and they come up with a CAD design, which you approve. I would come back, we talk about that, and it gives you an aerial look at what your house would look like with the panels installed. Next, we pull a permit and get the process rolling. We would make sure we have utility approval. The power company is on board with what we want to do. And then after these are done, now notice this green box around these 5 items. They're non-binding, so you're not committed to anything at this point. The 6th step is to install the system. Now, the day the big orange truck shows up and the panels come off the truck, you're going to sign a document that says, yes, I really want this system on my roof. And that's the day you're bound to the contract. And it's a term of 20 years, which is fully transferable. It goes with your home, should you sell. And then the last step is to activate the system, and that requires National Grid or Eversource to come to your home. They put on the final meter, and they turn the system on, and that's what we got. So this whole process takes approximately 2 to 6 months, and it's just not an overnight thing. But it gives you plenty of time to think about it. And what I liked most about Vivint was before they hired me, when I met one of the managers, he invited me to their annual meeting. And it was an interesting opportunity to mingle with my future coworkers. But what was most interesting was the CEO, Mr. Butterfield, spoke at the end of the meeting. And then finally his wife after him spoke. And you couldn't help but leave feeling part of a family, like there was a mission here. You know, this is green technology. It's going to help preserve this planet, and you're going to save a lot of money on your electric bill. So it just seemed like a win-win all the way around. I feel part of the Vivint family is crucial to this whole experience, and I hope you will too. So give me a call, Rick Robinson, 413-467-2865, or you can call my cell, 413-222-2327. Thank you.